welcome to this April the 16th edition of Around the Bases. I am Ryan Anastradas along with
Brandon McGrath.
Of course, well, before the show yesterday, Brandon did tell me about what happened, and I'm like, okay, yeah. Then all of a sudden, I didn't realize it, but of course, there was 2 bombs that went off at the Boston Marathon yesterday. What are your thoughts on what happened and everything? 3 people dead, 150 injured.
Not the sign though, but there's an old guy, not to be an old guy, knocked down, and he's still winning and started running again.
He did. They interviewed him on Pierce Morgan
no,
last night.
I don't know. But I'm telling you, since this carry law's been happening, there's been more people dead.
I mean, it's a tough thing to really go through.
Obama's talking about how he was saying that he's stop control. You ain't stopping.
Thoughts and, well, they ain't nothing to do with gun control. With bombs.
No, I'm just saying.
Thoughts and prayers go out to the families.
Oh yeah.
An 8-year-old that was waiting for his dad to cross the finish line was one of the 3 that died. So I mean, and then also the 27 groups of parents from the Newtown shooting were there right by the finish line. They had 27 people to race for their kids.
There was also that one guy that was talking about too, how he said that he didn't pass away, but his parents were like 1 decade in front of him.
Also, some people losing their limbs, so amputees, just tragic.
They never did find the people yet, have they?
Nope, and hopefully they do. They're not sure what it is, but once again, condolences, and it's got to be something rough, especially for the city of Boston and everyone else. But the thing that makes you really worry about is also other sporting events. What does this do? I was talking to my dad last night at Wrigley Field. All they do is put a wooden stick.
We're going to get checked on Saturday.
Well, yeah, but at Wrigley Field, they don't have a metal detector. They have a wooden stick they stick in your purse. Someone could go in there strapped as a guy that just, like what happened in 9/11. It's a person that just killed herself and blow everything up.
Change.
That needs to change. So, I mean, the $500 million renovation just got approved for Wrigley Field. 600-foot.
It's a brand new stadium.
But they need to add metal detectors because that is a scary thing.
That could be.
Chicago is one of the biggest. New York's been hit. Boston's been hit. Chicago's got to be on the radar. I mean, you never want to see that. I mean, that's like my home city. But we're going to be there this weekend, and it's
who knows? We could be. There could be no more round the bases.
I know, but it's just a tragic thing, and hopefully nothing else happens. But again, Chicago, thank God, has not been affected by any of this. But
if that happened in Chicago, there may be no baseball.
They have a Chicago Marathon too. They do in September. So, but anyway, let's continue things on. Again, thoughts and prayers. We're going to go on this show as normal. We're going to start off with recapping the Sox and Jays last night from I believe I typed that. I believe it was 4-2 the final. Or was it 4-3?
It was 4-3.
4-3 the final. Oh yeah, they had a chance to win that game. Mark Burley got the win at 1-0. Foy got the loss at 0-3.
Disrespectful Mark Burley.
Jansen got his 4 save. He just did his job. He pitched very good last night.
Yeah, he did. He pitched very well. And once again, Brian is not happy in the mood.
You haven't been happy in a while. What was Gavin Floyd messed up again? He gave up a couple of home runs to J.C. Arencibia.
Batista hasn't played in 2 games. Nice pick.
I know. I didn't know that.
Anthony told me that happened. He's like, why did Ryan pick? I was like, I didn't know. I know.
I was very upset when I didn't see him. He has a sore back. But anyway, Gavin Floyd, is it just him or is it just this whole rotation in general?
Whole rotation. I don't know, man. It's starting to scare me here a little bit, you know. Some needs to step up, you know. Some needs, I don't know, somebody needs to say something, or I don't know if Ventura doesn't know how to speak or something, but say something, because, you know, if you want to be content there, now we're like 2.5 games back now. But
you don't worry about the division, you just need to get wins right now.
Wins, I don't know, it's just a struggling team right now. But
and Hawk Harrelson ain't happy either, you can just tell by, he's like, dag nabbit, there we go again.
You know, something's gonna happen. What do you think is gonna? What has to change?
Well, Robin Ventura ain't gonna get fired. They just need to get something going. That's the offense. The sad thing is they're 100% healthy. Yeah. There's no excuse for injuries. It's just a team that's running into some good teams. They're 1-6 on this so far in this road trip. It's not been good. They return to the South Side, of course, this weekend, but they still have 3 more against the Blue Jays, and they don't get any easier. We'll get to the pitching matchup for tomorrow's game a little bit later on. Well, actually, we're going to do that next. That's our next segment. Let's preview
tonight's game.
Sox-Jays Game 2. I don't know. Game 6 p.m. tonight on WCIU. Axelrod at 0-1 against Josh Johnson, former Marlin, at 0-1. Another very good pitcher. Got rocked in one of his outings. Axelrod had a very ugly and it was a very long outing. I watched that game against the Nationals. What does he need to do against in a ballpark where it's a launching pad?
Yeah, it is. You know, the kind of thing, but a lot of the it's a mismatch between Flowers. I've seen a lot of pitchers when Flower wants it, the pitcher throws it to the other side. So they're
miscommunication.
Yeah, you know, they're doing a lot of things. I saw on the pitch on Sunday when he wanted low and he threw it high. You know, you and your catcher, that's the main thing. You know, he's the one that calls them out. You know, they just got to stay. You know, be positive, don't be negative. Stay, Or just go out there and play your game, Ashrod. Ashrod, you better do something.
Again, that game will be tonight. Again, they booed Alex Rios last night, and the thing is, Steve Stone pointed out, he didn't leave there on his own. He left there because they released him, so...
Fans don't
Tough
know.
Toronto fans. It ain't the Maple Leafs. Anyway.
Are you excited for your Cubs back on live and television?
Tonight, the Cubs game 1, 7 p.m. Central after a tough series. They battled hard with the Giants, but now they face the team that were at the World Series a couple of years ago.
Are they home?
Yep, the Cubs. Yep, they're at Wrigley, 7 p.m. Central on Comcast. Derek Holland at 0-1, who does an unbelievable Harry Carey impression. YouTube it, but watch our finish.
My favorite pitcher of all time.
Finish our show first, and then he'll be going up against Travis Wood at 1-0. Travis Wood, he's had good outings. He's had rough outings. Derek Holland, very good pitcher, but he's not doing too good this year. The Cubs, what do they need to do to get bounced back against a very good offensive team in the Rangers, even though they lost Josh Hamilton?
Yeah, that's a big loss for the Rangers. The Cubs, I know that they took, 3 out of 4 against.
They lost 3 out of 4, yeah.
They still play, they're playing, actually they're playing better. I think they're playing better ball than the White Sox, bad to say, but.
They're scoring runs, there's not enough of them.
That's what, their pitching actually doing pretty good. Cubs just got to keep good momentum. That's what both teams got to do. You got to keep going, keep momentum like you're winning,
And also, we have a Gallardo story to tell you. We'll tell you that at the end of the show. And also something about Lance Berkman, who, former Astro, now is a Ranger, that said something about Wrigley today in the media. Of course, someone's got to start. Ozzy's not there anymore. I thought it'd be A.J. Przinsky who was in town. Of course, he's returned to Chicago, but it wasn't him. It was Lance Berkman. Anyway, Brewers and Giants, the team that just took 3 out of 4 from the Cubs, just took I-90 north up to Miller Park. We talked about that yesterday. Or was it? Yeah, Buster still hasn't answered my call. I guess he's not here. It'll be at 7 o'clock on Fox Sports, Wisconsin. Barry Zito, 2-0 with a OERA. The Giants have won his last 12 starts, going back to last year. He'll be going up against Willie Peralta, who I believe I'll be seeing Sunday. And I just saw him last Tuesday as well. He had a pretty good outing against the Cubs. But Barry Zito, last 12 outings, and the way they played against the Cubs and the Brewers bullpen struggling, this once again does not look like a good series for the Brewers.
No, I think they're just running into a big slope, like the stories that we have upcoming, They just, I don't know, man. A lot of people thought they're going to be one of not like the fan favorites being one. The Brewers, they really disappointed me. I thought they were going to be a good race, the Cubs and Brewers. I don't know, the Brewers need to do something, or the season's going to be, they're going to be thinking about next year pretty quickly.
They need Corey Hart to come back. He should be back in May, but I also Ramos Ramirez
you can't blame that on one person.
No, they actually got a good excuse, but their bullpen's just struggling, and their offense isn't doing any better, so they got a bunch more problems as well. But again, all 3 teams in action tonight. Willie Peralta, Barry Zito again tonight for the game. Now a couple of headlines first. Brandon, you tagged me in it on Facebook. Last night, at 2:30 this morning, on their off day, Giovanni Gallardo, the starting ace for the Brewers, he got charged with the DUI. The legal limit in Wisconsin is .8. He was .22, .22.
But even
he'll get some fines, and just not a good thing to have.
Suspension, right?
That has nothing to do with baseball, so I don't think he won't get a suspension. But he's expected to start on Thursday, the finale against the Giants. Do you expect him to make that start, or do you think they're going to say just take it back a couple of weeks?
I think they're going to say I'll take it back a couple of weeks. What he did, you can't just go on your off day and start drinking because your team won 3 games.
I know. And
at 0.22, I'd say 0.7. At 0.22.
0. Anything. I mean,
what are you doing out at 2 o'clock?
Don't drink and drive.
He has to prepare for a game. He probably to be there by 10 o'clock this morning.
I know. So what a long night for him. But again,
probably
that's
drinking
tough
out
for
back
him.
in his crib out in Milwaukee, drinking a couple spats.
And again, it's the beer capital of the world, so it's the freaking Miller Building.
Well, even if you're gonna do it, I know you got money to hire a limo.
There you go. Brandon's giving you advice, Giovanni. Take it.
Gallardo's not poor.
No, he's not. And in the Miller Light Building, they make it like you can see it from Miller Park. You just take I-94.
Ryan drives. You still don't drive. You still don't know. He still knows that.
Yeah. Anywho. And also, Lance Berkman, who was an Astro, was a rival with the Cubs, part of the Killer Bees with the Astros, now a Ranger, saying Wrigley Field is the worst ballpark in the world. Obviously, everyone knows it's the small facilities. The thing I don't understand is they say, oh, it smells like a urinal and it smells bad. The bathrooms smell like a urinal. You don't smell anything else. You smell
food.
There you go. And a Qdoba car, which I finally found on, if you watched my Yanni in the City yesterday. Still, so he complains about that. He probably ain't even gonna play this week because he's a designated hitter. He ain't gonna play first base. He's like 50 years old.
What have you been signed for?
I don't know, but because to be a designated hitter. So he's back and he'll be back there this week. Also, A.J. Przinsky, Giovanni Soto, the 2 catchers former Cub, a former Sox, so it'll be exciting to see them back in town for the week. And they have a bunch. They have Nelson Cruz. They have a lot of good guys on this team.
Actually, this is a homestand you're not going to. Oh, you're going to Thursday.
Yeah. You can't overdoubt me yet, man. Okay, so them are the two stories. Now it's time for the newest edition of
Call It.
Now yesterday, that's like when we used to do predictions, Ed. Your little jingle.
Bring Yanni in the city back in. Or Yanni in the city.
Anyway, Ryan, my offer was Brandon must wear a Cub shirt on April 20th. Of course, I picked Jose Bautista. I looked in the lineup last night. He's out with a sore back. I do my research, folks.
Dude, I was 1 away.
He didn't strike out that many.
Yes, he did.
Struck out 7?
Yeah.
Oh, tough one. You're almost there. Then I would owe you 2.
I know.
Ah! But anyway, nonetheless, we will have...
You gotta put a Paul Canergo jersey in the next one for tomorrow's show.
But Cubs, we got it. We already know what it is. But anyway, Brandon, your offer, I must wear a Sox shirt on April 20th. Mine, you must wear a Cubs shirt April 20th. Brandon, start with what is your offer? What game you doing, and what is your offer today?
The Cubs game.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Castro is gonna score like the same thing we did with Rizzo.
He's gonna score is he gonna be the first one to touch home plate or not getting the run?
Not getting the first run.
Okay, so Castro, that's what won you the one last week on a Tuesday. We'll see if this is hot. For me, it is going to be also the Cub Sox game, or the Cubs Rangers game. And I'm gonna say AJ Pierzynski, he's a Cub killer. He's gonna knock in at least 1 RBI tonight. So I think he's gonna get.
Now once we both get it, and that washes it off.
Off for the whole week. So if Pierzynski gets an RBI tonight, and Castro knocks in the first run, we're done, and then we don't do anything. So we'll see what happens. That is a call. Preview for tomorrow. We're gonna recap Sox Jays game 2, recap Brewers Giants and Cubs Rangers game 1, preview Sox Jays game 3, and preview Brewers Giants Cubs Rangers game 2. A little confusing when they're offset on series. But on the weekends it don't happen, but we don't have shows on the weekends. That'll wrap it up for this April the 16th edition of Around the Bases for
Brandon McGrath.
I'm Ryan Yanishada saying thank you for watching this presentation of Around the Bases right here on YouTube.